so we move along to the other bit, which is implementing content compliance rules for limiting forwarding of external emails. For this case, I will need to do it from the admin console, right? As long as I'm an admin within our Google Workspace organization, all you just need to do is go to the admin console by either from the browser by typing admin.google.com, authenticating that I'm the admin, or from the apps launcher, click on the admin icon, which will does take me to the admin console. From here, since I want to implement a content compliance rule within Gmail, I'll just go to apps, manage my apps, which is Gmail, and implement the setting within that application. So I need to scroll down until I get to content compliance. From here, I can scroll down to the content compliance area where I can add a new rule, modify the current ones that are here. But we want to add a new rule from the ground, right? And your rules can be implemented to the whole organization or different organization units. Think of organization units as ways of how you can actually manage user rights between different teams, right? So you will need to create your organization unit and then map users to that. But for this one, you're just doing a content compliance for the whole organization. You don't want everyone within this OIT organization to forward external emails. I'll come here and add my rule, right? I will give my rule a name that is familiar to me, or will give someone a hint of what the rule does. And the message type to be affected, this will be outbound email, right? Then I will now come here and actually add the expression. So the expression will now use all forwarded emails have a certain identifier within their message header. Right? So most of you will ask, what is a message header? So the message header is the metadata that is behind the body of your email. And you can actually get that from within any email, right? You can try and look for any email that has been forwarded within this account, right? Like this one here. I forwarded this the other day to this other account. To get the message header, just open the email, go to these 3 dot buttons. For more, come here to show the original, which is now the message. You can get the message header from here. So this is what is commonly referred to as a message header, where does give you different metadata about the body and the context of your email. And a common occurrence is that all emails that are forwarded always have this, right? This metadata or this meta tag attached to them, forwarded message. So for this parameter, I will use this as the parameter for my content compliance rule. So we're doing anything that matches this content that falls within the full header and body, contains this text. And what is our text? That's, we'll paste that here, save this. So what do we want to be applied? Or what do we want for these emails? Or what role do we want? If any of these emails match our expression, what do you want it to do? One, either reject them or put them into an admin quarantine. But here we just want them to be rejected, where even if Vincent forwards an email to his other friend or his girlfriend, the email won't leave his mailbox. So he'll get you can even customize the rejection email that Vincent will get. Right? And here we'll add, you cannot forward this, cannot forward emails outside of our organization. This is against data policy. This is just a custom notification that the user will receive on there. And now I will save my changes. Now, if any person within this organization tries to forward an email outside, even me, outside of this organization, Power IT, dev.powerit.co.ke, emails won't be sent out. I will get a custom rejection message sent to my mailbox. So I'll try and forward an email like this one. Come here to forward. I want to forward this to someone else externally. Let's say Carol. And then when I click send, the message will take some time to leave my mailbox. But you will notice that I will get bounce back. Rules or settings within the admin console do take some time to propagate. The maximum amount of period duration that do take is actually 24-hour time lapse. While you wait for the propagation of that rule of that setting, you can also look at the other type of content compliance rule that you as an organization can actually use to control the number of licenses and actually save costs. For example, we may have a user that transitions out of organization, right? And we realize that their license does incur costs, right? And this user will want to delete their account, left the organization and transition to a different opportunity or a different company. Well, you can delete their account and migrate their data to another account, either a mail backup account that you, as an organization, you've created to back up your email through when an employee leaves your organization, or you can transfer their email data to another user within the same department, right? And data migration sometimes does take a process. It's a whole process. There are different ways you can actually migrate users' data. You can either do that by using the inbuilt data migration tool within your Google Access admin console. And you can now migrate the data of this person, this user, he was a Google Access user, and you want to migrate their data for the past 1 year that they were with us. And then now, before we delete their account, we make sure that their main data is transferred to another account before we delete it, right? Because as an organization, you will notice that for mail data that for an account that has been deleted, you have a 20-day recovery period once an account has been deleted. When you're doing the mail data, you need to express your source from where you're moving the data from and to the destination. But this will require the admin to have reset the password of this user and actually get it and actually add it here, right? In order to initiate the migration, right? So once you start the migration, it will just tell you the migration has started, and once you're done, just to save on time, you can now proceed to delete the user. But you still want this user's email correspondence being sent to us. We can also migrate the drive data and back it up on the drive. Under that mail backup account, we select drive, the other account related data, such as if they had data within their Data Studio account, can actually migrate it. And the migration will be done and started, and then the user account will be deleted. Once the deletion has been done, then you will notice that you don't have the user account as part of users within your organization, and that does save you an additional license. But let's say you still want to make sure that any external parties that we dealt with, right, and are still communicating with this person, we still are able to receive those emails sent to that account. Can implement a content compliance rule within Gmail, where you do a BCC to that mail backup account. This will be any inbound emails that are sent, or let's say if you want to also the role to also apply for internal sending. Let's say Vincent is not aware that Diana left the organization. So here we'll say route or route email to mail backup, just to give it a custom name. We'll choose an expression. We'll say we want an advanced match to check the header and body. The text will be now the email address of this person or this account that you have deleted. I click save. This will say we want to modify the message to be delivered to another recipient. You can either choose a basic setting or an advanced. For the basic one, does not deliver spam. But if you still want emails classified as spam to be delivered to that mail backup account, you can just change these settings from once you click advanced and modify some of these settings. You can even prepend the subject of that email so that it can, when you're perusing through the different emails within that mail backup account, you know this was sent to which user. And you say save these changes. And change to route. And custom subjects. Don't deliver spam to this recipient. And routes. And routing. Change envelope recipients. No, we don't want to change that. And click save. Then from here now we can come to where we were. Sorry about that. Didn't save setting. Save this. Then come here and edit. And a custom subject. So we have saved that. And then want the emails, change envelope recipients. You don't replace recipients. If you can actually choose that, replace the recipients to the mail backup account. You can now get the mail backup. It's dev.it.co.ke. Save this, then save our routing compliance setting. We'll wait for that to can try and test. And you see here, Google Workspace does give me as the admin and the user account has been deleted, the drive data has been backed up to this account. So when we try to send an email to my colleague Diana, yes, you might find that that email currently does not reside within any addresses within our account. Let's say I'll do the tests. This email will be routed to the mail backup account that we created through the routing group. While we wait for that, for me to actually check that, or even Vincent can try to send an email to that account, I can be checking or I redo a test to see if the content compliance that we set to limit forwarding has come into effect. I'm trying to forward this email. My colleague Monique, who is outside of our organization, using his other Power IT email. I can even try and forward this to my Gmail account. See if this is affected. Since our user Diana isn't one of the users within our organization, we get a bounce back, right? So you can, I think there's a delay in those settings. Finally, the content compliance that we applied for the first email has actually taken effect. As I said, some of these settings can take up to 24 hours to actually be implemented within your admin console. But once effected, it is very much visible that we have limited forwarding of this email to this person. And here is the response that we created. You cannot forward email outside of this organization. This is against the organization data policy. This is back to now the first content compliance rule that we created here. And this is a custom message that I have received on my email, and I'm told the message was blocked from being sent to an external participant, to an external person. And you can see when the other one, yes, this one was blocked. And I can say cancel since I don't want to modify that route for external participants.